if you're not using Facebook to be able to take advantage of all the marketing that you're already doing, you are losing out on money. And I am going to tell you why and show you how that you can take advantage of all the marketing dollars you're already spending so that you can get more leads, close more deals, and make more money. Ultimately, this is what we have been doing for clients, all across the United States, Canada, UK, and helping them see the value in having an omnipresent marketing channel constantly running, capable of helping them close more deals, and also taking advantage of all the marketing they're already spending and giving them more brand awareness, helping them be more successful in all the marketing that they're already doing. Now, this is something I see happen a lot. When we talk about marketing, we forget that there are multiple channels that we're using, and we focus on just one and then we add another, but we don't realize how they could cross over, how they could help each other. And it's starting to become more of a trend. We're starting to see people, stack lists. We're starting to see people, do some website retargeting, put pixels on their website, but we're not connecting all of our pieces together. And that's what Facebook does. That's why it's so valuable. It doesn't matter whether you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook, or if you're just spending a couple $100 a month. It can be beneficial because of the tools that you're able to use to utilize an omnipresent marketing channel. Now, omnipresent, when I say that, what I mean is being able to be in the right place at the right time, extensively across multiple platforms, and having those work cohesively together as a unit to help you get more deals. And a couple of examples of this, and we're going to go over this little chart here to show you really how it works in getting this funnel together so that you can work leads down a funnel and be able to capitalize on them in multiple ways and through multiple platforms in multiple locations. That way you always make sure that you have the right ad out there at the right time. And all of this starts right here at the top of funnel. What we need to do is we need to locate all of our potential leads, and we need to initiate that contact and start to get people coming through and coming on the top end of the funnel. Now, one of the best ways to start out, and what makes Facebook so useful, is we're able to track anyone who lands on your website through what we call a Facebook tracking pixel, right? I'm sure you've heard of it. It's the same way that you get hit with those ads when you go to Amazon, look at a product, and then you leave, and all of a sudden, all over the internet, you're getting ads all over the place. The same thing that you were looking at. It's the same thing that we can do. So we have all these people who are going through, your PPC on your Google AdWords, or going through your SEO that you've paid a lot of money for an extensive amount of time trying to get organic traffic there. And you're seeing all these people getting there, but very few of them convert. You're sitting around probably a 4 to 9% conversion ratio. And there's so many people. That doesn't mean that the other people aren't worth it. It doesn't mean that the other people aren't ready. It just means that they have another contact that they have to make before they end up filling out that form. And if we can get them into the sales funnel earlier, or at least get them into a drip campaign, basically just going back and getting them to come back in front of us, seeing our content, that will help you capitalize and get those people to end up on your website rather than ending up on one of your competitors' websites later down the road. So we've got the Facebook tracking pixel, and that comes up here. We're dumping that. As you can see, we're going to dump that right into this brand awareness section. We're going to be dumping any of these people who land on our website into this funnel. We also are going to take all these lists. You may be a lot of people, a lot of investors, they start out with, direct mail, cold calling, texting. They like to kind of focus their campaigns on these traditional or, new age traditional marketing campaigns that are more direct. Now, a lot of times these can come across as maybe a little invasive on the privacy. You're going to have really low conversion rates because, you're really looking for the lowest hanging fruit, the people who are immediately motivated and need to sell within the next couple of days. And it takes some luck and it takes some chance to be able to get in front of those people and for them to accept your message, right off the first bat. But what you can do with Facebook is you can add all these people that you're sending this direct mail to, or calling or texting, and you can put them into a Facebook campaign. And what we can do is we can initiate this brand awareness. We can time this to make it cohesive. We can say, hey, you know what? before you send out your direct mail, 5 days prior, we're going to hit them with these brand awareness ads right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to send them all these brand awareness ads. We're going to hit them multiple times a day. So that way, leading up to that mail coming in, they know, they're educated on what it looks like to sell their house for cash. And they keep seeing your name popping up. And once they get your letter, they realize maybe you've got a little bit more social proof behind you. It's a little bit more validated. They understand that they really could sell their house for cash because they've seen your testimonials. They've seen the way that you're interacting online, but they don't feel like they were forced to see it. They feel like they come across it. And there's a difference there. Now, you're not going to have every single mailer you send out increase because of that campaign, but you'll also see the benefits from just driving people straight from online who are better equipped to convert over your Facebook ad versus receiving a mailer. They're going to go straight to your website and fill out a form there, and you capture them earlier when maybe you wouldn't have captured them by sending them mail. So that's another benefit to having this. But the first goal is to get this brand awareness out, to initiate the contact and to get them moving through this. Now we're going to track them based off of that initiation. We're going to send them another ad. We're going to hit them again, and we can use video this time or another piece of ad that will engage with them. And we're going to track how long they watch that video for. We're going to track to see if they go to your website or the landing page that we're driving them to from that ad. We're going to see if they're clicking directly to a link that's in the copy. We're going to see what they're focusing on, what kind of motivations are there that are getting them to engage with us. And then we're going to shoot for conversion. And we're going to get them to that website and convert them on a lead form there, or get them to call you and get them into that funnel through your online marketing. Now, this is going to be for the people, right, that didn't need the mailer, or the mailer didn't work on them, or the call didn't work on them, but getting them into this funnel, we didn't lose them. And we keep them there, and we keep dripping on them, and we keep working on them. Oftentimes, it takes multiple times of seeing an ad to get them to convert and to eventually get to the point where you can do what's best, or do what you do best, and close. And that's what we need to do. We need to focus on getting them down that funnel, preparing them so that by the time they end up with you, they are qualified. Now, you are going to get people who are maybe, a little bit higher up in their decision-making funnel. They haven't quite made it to the point where they need to absolutely sell right away. But by having them in this drip, this constant drip, we can keep in front of them, and we can keep on working on them, and we can keep generating this and getting them to that closing point. And, just an example of this that I had the other day, I've got a client, and they do a lot of cold calling, a lot of direct mail, but they make sure they send me those lists every single month so that I know, and I get them before they start sending those out. Well, we generated a Facebook lead that went through the funnel. It got through, it converted, but they couldn't close it. It wouldn't close. But you know what? It kept getting dripped on. And eventually they went back to a cold calling list through cold calling and ended up converting it because they had already been worked. They ended up closing the deal because they had already had all these engagements with this same company. They had already gone through, preparing for a cash offer. And finally, working that through, they got to that point where they closed. Now, if the Facebook ad would never have been there, it would have taken a lot more money and a lot more time of going through that conversion process and having to call them so many times to try to get them to that point where they were ready. But since we seasoned them and we got them into the funnel, we got them converted, and we got them through those follow-up sessions, and we finally pushed and established a relationship strong enough for them to be able to trust and move forward with a cash offer, and that's $18,000 right there, based off of a small amount of marketing spend. And this is what I'm telling you. It doesn't take a lot of money. What it does take is consistency. And you have to understand that you're making an investment. When you're doing anything with retargeting, when you're doing anything with digital marketing, it takes time. But it always returns. And it always returns in quantities that you wouldn't have thought possible, because you're used to paying more for a direct sale that you're only going to get 2 or 3% conversions on, and it's going to be competitive, and it's going to be hard. But this is a new way to be able to really lump all of your marketing together and take advantage of all this data that you're already buying, of all these people who aren't responding to the mailers or the cold calls or the texts, and be able to get them into that funnel so that it can work correctly and so that they can convert in multiple paths and that all lead to a closing and revenue for you. Now, that's what I wanted to share with you today. It can do wonders for your business if you use it correctly and you are consistent on it. Now, there's multiple ways that you can get this going. If you have any questions and want to look into the services that we offer, feel free to contact me. We'd love to get something going for you. We have multiple ways that you can work with us. But ultimately, we want to make sure that you're not missing out on these, not missing out on the business that you could be generating and the people that you could be helping. And that's our goal, is to be able to be that custom solution for you so that we can get your marketing working correctly and capitalizing and be able to see not only leads come through, but deals come through, and to see lives that you're helping be changed because they don't know of another way to get out of the situation that they're in. So ultimately, that's how I want to close and leave with you guys. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out. We want to make sure that we can be a benefit to you and give you all the help that we can. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you.